Welcome back, fourth game of the day. Girls 15s category, England versus the Wales Dragons. The Wales sending 2 teams in this category. England have already played 3 in their round robin stage on day 1, won all 3. Very comprehensive team, spearheaded by the coaching staff of Matt Chapman and co. Very much blooding through the next generation of female touch players, and it's a very exciting time to be part of any junior setup. I'm talking about Andy Sharples, and we were just talking about how impressive the standard is generally here.
Do you know what, Joe? I watched on YouTube yesterday because I couldn't get down. I thought, my word, look at the standard that's coming through off these young players. The future of touch is so exciting across all the NTOs as well, you know, so this is a really exciting time.
It is, and you'd be surprised at the amount of messages I've received saying, my word, these are handy players, aren't they? And the sort of running joke that's been happening throughout quite a lot of our conversations on and off field is that there's probably a lot of opens players a little bit nervous because the next generation, you give them 2 years and yeah, they'll be coming for those spots.
Yeah, but what does that mean for the future, Joe? I mean, this is
so
going to
good.
make it so competitive, and quite rightly so, really. Okay, so Wales are working their way towards their sub box. A little bit of a drive. Okay, good up, and there was good cover defence there as well from England number 5, which is good.
Yeah, and what's really nice as well is in this division, specifically benefiting a lot from the work of Trisport UK, getting touch operating in schools at younger ages. The one that really stands out for me to emphasise this point is Trixie Alcazab, wearing number 12 in the middle position there for England. She first started to play touch at school, was at the Trisports tournament last year, where myself and Wilf and Dom Tripp were taking you through all of the action of the next generation of touch, and she was brilliant, and we were kept absolutely singing her praises, and now she's here representing her country at such a young age. It's a magical thing.
Which is absolutely superb. You can imagine the parents and guardians of these young people watching them playing and representing in an England shirt or their nation's shirt here, and here we've got Wales playing England, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Brilliant for both nations. There's a nice shape on that pass delivered by Seren Pitt over onto the far side, but that's 6 and change here for England. First opportunity to have a look at their subset. Alcazab gets us underway. That's a really lovely drive as well from the number 11.
Okay, that's unlucky. The drive there was anticipating no touches and read the play a little bit. Okay, the referee's taken them back for a touch, but okay, some good promising signs here.
Yeah, England just need to inject a little bit of pace to go forward. That's nice. That's really nicely run. Good momentum as well up the box from Daisy Taylor. Taylor with a decent platform, looking to get the ball back. Lovely dummy. And then that pass just hooked ever so slightly. Ella Hallett saw the space, saw the overlap, just pulled that pass ever so slightly.
Yeah, but that bodes well for the future. In this game, there's some opportunities there on the outside channels. But, that was good work. Okay, drive to the sub box from Wales. Okay, good touch by number 14.
Yeah, it's really nice as well. You're seeing a lot of sort of the what I would deem the really mature touch skills. And Tilly Townsend, the really good example of a red touch is what we call when you're trying to just halt all attacking momentum and hold someone up in the touch ever so slightly. And it's a really complicated skill, really, because it's quite easy to give away penalties. Whereas Tilly Townsend was just tall in the touch, chest on chest, job done. Beautiful defensive touch.
Yeah, I like the way she read the profile of the attacker coming up the sideline there, and she made some really good strong touches there. But to your point, yeah, it's a fine margin, so the skill set there is making that judgment in the touch correctly, which Tilly did. Brilliant.
Lovely hands on display. Unfortunately, that one just
commentator's curse.
Oh, you can't do this job without falling foul of some commentators' curses left, right, and centre. It's happened all day already, and then unfortunately, there's not a phrase for when you say something and then it absolutely gets delivered. I think Wilf once told me it's just called being good at your job, and it doesn't really get the plaudits.
Oh, you've got to take them when they come along, Joe, right?
Yeah, they're like London buses. You wait an age, and then you get 2 in one game, and you feel very good about yourself. Wales finding themselves in their line attack. Poppy Nelson wearing 14.
Okay, so they're figuring out what to do. They're talking to each other to see what's available.
32 short here. Nelson platforming. Nice drive as well. Trying to go hard at the line. Lovely shape on the pass coming from Tilly Peel.
Yeah.
That one just falling short.
Good read from the England defence. Bit of channel work. Good work.
What's really lovely as well, you know, I mean, we've been around the block a fair few times, haven't we? We've played a lot of touch, we've watched a lot of touch, and for these girls to be playing at an under-15s level, representing their nation at a youth juniors, and you are seeing, my word, absolute raw speed from Kimberly Phillips, just turns the gas on and leaves Wales chasing shadows. But to see the quality of touch at such a young age it's unmatched. We've never really seen it before at this level.
It's just unbelievable. That was a great burst through. That was a good read of the play, saw the space, went for it, scored the try. Good work.
I mean, look at this replay. Just accelerates through the gas. And what's amazing is the ball's in two hands, so there's no arms involved in that run. It's pure leg speed. And that is terrifying. I mean, the 2 years of physical development, and she'll be burning anyone on the opens category.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And this is the thing as well, you know, these young people are really early in their developmental track. There's lots of learning and development yet to do, both physically and mentally, and you know, building good behaviours. It's a terrifying prospect. I had the pleasure of covering the Youth Atlantic Cup a couple of years ago, and that was, you know, played at a good standard, but this is night and day. The standard from every single nation here is just phenomenal. As Kimberly Phillips goes off on another marauding run. This time she's reeled in by Jemima Jayham. But yeah, Phillips is the gas man on the outside edge. She's got wheels to burn, and Wales have got to stay alive to the threat. Here is Trixie Alcazab, wearing 11, operating in the midfield with the number 5, Megan Wright. There's Alcazab, Wright. Just steadying the ship for a moment.
Are they going sweeper? They're coming back.
Yeah, Alcazab wanting to get on this link punish. There is Trixie Alcazab driving at the line, diving, scoring.
Well, the referee's seen it. He's happy with it. We've got acknowledgement from the sideline ref as well. That's a great try. Good
Lovely
dive.
finish. Trixie Alcazab doubles England's lead. 2 scores on the board for the girls' 15s. And what's amazing as well, I'm watching Matt Chapman over on the far side, pointing towards the 10-metre line, saying, well, now go defend it. The expectations and standards are high for this girls' 15s team.
You know, it's good that they set the standards high at this stage, isn't it? Because then that sets a precedent for the future, which is not a bad thing.
I was also, you know, I had Mimi Taylor-Dean on co-commentary with me yesterday. Obviously, London Scorpions player, England Women's Opens player, just, you know, one of the best female players that the nation has to offer right now. And she was saying that there's a really interesting thing happening with the women's categories across all age groups, whether it's Open, seniors or juniors, where they're all training in the same way. The game plan is the same for the 15s, for the 18s, for the under 20s, for the Opens, and then some of the seniors. They're all trying to play the same way, so that when these 15s age out into the 18s, everything's really familiar, and they're having to learn new tactics and new styles of play. And I think you're seeing it here because the pace is ferocious.
Yeah, that's a very good point in terms of a strategy for that continuation in the pathways. As you know, Joe, I coach the more senior age end of the England setup.
Sorry to cut you off there, because Ella Hallett,
well done,
with a draw and pass, although I think the referees have spotted a forward pass involved there. But yeah, as you say, the genius way to just spot the space, go and execute. Instinctive. This is great heads-up touch rugby. And well done for the development of this. This is just superb. Yeah, but you know, I think from going back to your point about the coach's perspective, it's really interesting the shift in focus, isn't it? About, as you say, the continuation.
Yeah. So even in the Masters age group that myself and Clive, who's refereeing on today's pitch in front, is we've developed the strategy very much in the same way that the youth are doing. As the players age into the next age group, they can continue with the strategy that's been developed in the lower age ranks. And that provides them that consistency in performance, we think. So, yeah, I'm chuffed that the youth are really taking that through and taking it on board. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it was made really evident as well at Vichy, where you had. I mean, he is here today. I've not called him yet, but I'm sure I will do at some point. Where, you know, Ethan Gallagher was probably my pick of the bunch in that men's Opens team. I thought he was unplayable at times. Again, coming through from the youth setup, you know, benefiting from playing at Nottingham, and again, there's this similar, you know, talent pathway and people get to play the same style of touch no matter where they're playing, and it just means that transition is oh so easy, as we see another link punish coming through from England, but the hips aren't square.
Oh dear.
Elizabeth Hutchings almost getting on the outside edge, if not for the referee's whistle.
Yeah, that's a shame really. There's a great pick-up by Ella Hatley there, Hallett, beg your pardon. So it's a shame that hips weren't squared on the dunk.
Yeah, it's a tricky skill, but I mean, I've been absolutely stunned by the quality and the expectations as well.
Great
just
touch.
the standards that are set. You know, hips not square historically in the junior categories are something that wouldn't quite get called as consistently unless it was extremely obvious, whereas the refs are matching the standards set on the pitch, and those standards are world class.
Yeah, and Clive Williams pulled him back there for being offside, I think it was. Giving a new set of 6 for the Wales to attack.
Yeah,
Well, good done. Okay.
it's Roxy Smith, unfortunately, who was guilty, and then Seren Pitt, that pass was just over the head, couldn't quite reel that one in. 10 minutes into this game, 2-0 in favour of England. They started really bright, but Wales have showed up defensively, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they've switched on to the threats that are on the outside channels, and that they've really started to control a bit of the pace, if you like, around England's attack. So yeah, it's going to second half is going to be a real ding dong.
Absolutely. Trixie Alcazar platforming, lovely scooping opportunity here for England. Late pass away, but it's well dealt with. Good touch. Wales again just closing those defensive spacing, as you were saying.
Yeah, so they acknowledged that the breakthrough was there. They caught the half, so half court turnover ball.
Yeah, now Wales want to go through their subset effectively. Lovely Pistons defence in the midfield from England. Wales trying to play around the outside of them.
Lost control in the dump there, so it's a turnover ball for England. Oh, hang on a sec. No, referee's seen something he didn't quite agree with there, so it's a penalty. And here we go. He's foot in the ruck. He's called foot in the ruck. Well, that was the signal.
It was indeed. There's a really good drive as well initially from Poppy Nelson. Moving forward, Nelson with the right footstep, trying to play through the initial English defence. Nelson was
unlucky.
Working really well initially with Millen West. Unfortunately, on that occasion, the pass just a bit too much for West to take in stride. I'd really like to see Wales just use a little bit more of the ball playing, very similar to what England are able to do, because they're just manipulating space in front of players extremely well.
Forward.
Yeah.
Okay, referee spot it.
Great midfield defence there from Wales, forcing turnovers. 7 minutes to go in this half. The score here for Wales really does, I start to ask questions of the English defence.
Yeah, I agree, Joe. Yeah, if they pull one back now in the last part of the second quarter of this first half, then away we go for a really exciting second half of the game.
Turnovers again. The sort of turnovers on offer from both sides of the ball. Lovely drive, great stride length and speed. Daisy Taylor just cruised through that initial press. Megan Wright following in suit. There's Imogen Webber. There's Wright. Coming over towards the number 8, Poppy Whelan. Whelan platforming, Wright driving, 32 short. Ball onto the wing is available.
Oh, it's there.
What a lovely score that is from this very talented girls 15 side. Poppy Wright engaging the wing, dishing out to her supporting cast. There's 3 now for England, and I'm sure that'll be the one that Matt Chapman in the sub box is the most happy with.
Yeah, he's pretty excited, isn't he? Well, now he's talking the subs off. Okay, that was a great play, great score. You know, that was a team effort. There's a good drive, and then there's good hands work, and then the score in the corner. Good work.
It's a great score in the corner. I'm just trying to catch the number of that far side winger. Just unfortunately missed it. We've not quite put the PSA out where if you score in the far corner, please turn to give your number to the camera. But we'll figure that one out as we go. Brilliant finish, well held on the width regardless. Link punish on offer here for Wales. Unfortunately, having to come back to the mark was Ella Campbell. 5th touch now. Campbell looking to just kill the ball in the corner for Wales and force England to go the full length of the pitch.
Okay, some good movement now for England to get it across the field.
Oh, nice dummy.
Nice.
There's Alcazab accelerating. No, apologies, not Alcazab. Selvin Bruce wearing 12. Alcazab in 11. Selvin Bruce with a really nice drive initially, but Welsh pressure forcing the ball back into their hands.
Yeah, it's good pressure by Wales.
What's really nice here as well is it seems like they're going to go for a direct set rather than looking to sub. which I'm a really big fan of at such a young age. You know, giving these children, which is what they are, confidence to go and play and back up the ability that we know that they've got with scoring opportunities.
Yeah, learning under fatigue as well, right?
Yeah, is the most important part of it all. Nice dive at the line, not quite taken.
Right, ask the question.
And you've got to. And I think as well from Wales, we sort of saw it from the Cayman Islands earlier, potentially the recipe for success is trying to condense this defence as much as possible and then look to then put the ball through the hands open side. 5 minutes to go in this half, 3 scores down. They'd quite like to keep it there. And Selvin Bruce with a really nice drive and check away. Very impressed with the quality of this subset.
That was very good. It was flowing, that.
Great footwork on offer as well. Dangerous moments here for Wales as England look to purr through their attacking set. 5th touch platform here. Great scoop.
Oh, it's on if they're there.
Hallett with a beautiful ball.
Oh, that was good cover.
Ella Hallett was, again, she's got this ball on a string, is yet to find that perfect accuracy that we know that she possesses. But she's picking the right options all the time. What about that for a pick-up off the bootlaces?
That's unreal. That's absolutely unreal.
If I did that, I'd pull a hamstring.
Oh, I couldn't do it. Yeah, so that covering defence from Amy, number 3 winger for Wales, that was well read. And that saved the score, so well done.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's these micro moments, setting yourself these little targets that make all the difference. Start to stop the tide going against you. You start to create opportunities for yourself. We were talking quite a lot yesterday about, chipping away at the aggregate and seeing where that leaves you going later on into the game. I think that might be the mentality of Wales right now. Use all your set of sixes, kill the ball in the right area, and just see what happens when the dust settles.
Yeah, I just like the way these guys are taking these opportunities to show what they can do, and that'll build into the confidence for the next game.
Oh, try time. Hallett gets over. Al-Kazab dishing off. Hallett scoring. 4 to the good now for England. Brilliant score.
I'm going to have to get into the habit of not talking when a try is imminent. Every time I start talking.
If you're watching from an English perspective, they're probably asking you to keep talking if that's how things are going to fall for you.
Yeah, maybe.
It's great interplay between Hallett and Al-Kazab. Open side quickie. Again, what's really nice about this English performance is it's simple structure, ran with great accuracy. It's causing Wales quite a lot of problems because there's very little errors in those line attack setups. Those platforms are really good.
I like the way number 4 got really low in the ruck there. That's a Bridget Page. That was a very good rucking. She acknowledged that the defender was coming quite hard on her, so she got down nice and low. That was brilliant work.
6 touch and change. Bridget Page wanted that scooping platform. She's losing track of the touch count. Early turnover here. Very fast from England. Again, it's this, it's women's open-esque, isn't it? This demanding of fast turnovers and then playing around shooters expertly. That is play beyond their years. Some of these girls will be as young as 12 years old and they're playing around single shooters on an international stage representing their country.
Yeah.
It's just unreal. Selvin Bruce picking up, 5th touch, nothing else remaining. Lovely right foot step. Selvin Bruce looking to potentially throw long. Late switches on offer. Selvin Bruce almost escaping through. A great covering touch by Amy Leonard. In fact, it was Aisha Marie Bajang with a really good covering touch for Wales, stopping Selvin Bruce in their tracks.
And the referees pulled back England defence a further 10 metres. Driver's obviously seen something he didn't like and he's called the penalty.
I think the hand signal was throwing the ball away or not delivering it back to the mark. I know that's something that all the referees have been really hot on, especially this week. Again, building good habits, fostering good behaviours.
Oh, quite right.
It's the right way, and I've been singing the referees' praises all tournament. That's a lovely shape on the ball. They're scoring opportunities for a moment. Nia McFadden.
Oh, I thought she was away then, Joe.
I know, that lovely shape on the pass, skipping out the midfield press. There's scoring opportunities on that outside edge for Wales. It's good to see that they're identifying them.
Yep.
The execution probably end up coming in the second half. Again, it's reps, isn't it? It's all about reps. It's about being in these positions, making good decisions. And I'm sure Wales will problem solve these very small errors going into this second half as Al-Kazab drives. Hallett now in the midfield, working alongside the number 4 try scorer Kimberly Phillips. There's Al-Kazab back in towards Hallett. Alcazar picking up, feeding back over towards Hallett. Hallett driving at the line. Great defensive touch.
Do you know what, the bravery of these dives of these players is amazing. Absolutely, you know, on the surfaces that we're playing against as well, there's no fear. Good on them.
Yeah, and it's about instilling confidence. You know, and I was mentioned earlier, I had a conversation with Rob Emery, the head coach of the boys 15s, and he was saying, look, these boys have got the ability. It's just about giving them the confidence and you know, giving them the belief systems that they can go and do exactly what they want to do out there. And it seems that that's not only just the boys 15s ethos, that's the girls 15s ethos. There's going in at half time. It's a commanding lead for England, 4-0 over the Wales Dragons. However, plenty of opportunities for the Wales Dragons to get on the scoreline. We've got a 5-minute break, and we'll see if Wales will be able to break their own deadlock. At the half, England 4, Wales 0.
10 seconds, stand by.
So the second half underway. England 4, Welsh Dragons 0. England with firmly in the driving seat as of right now, finding lots of success in their line attack. Wales with a couple areas to do a little bit of problem solving, but so much to like about that first half Welsh performance.
I totally agree. I think the second half is going to be proper exciting. Let's get a couple of scores on the board from Wales, and away we go.
Yeah, and we were discussing how, historically touch was, they dominated in the middle of the pitch, and now we're seeing a shift into those outside channels, and actually I think what's happening now is threatening in every area of the pitch and focusing on attacking space and not people, which I think is a really interesting change as we see England scoop through. Can she connect with the winger? She can indeed. What a wonderful bit of work from Hutchings to connect with Abby Kirkman. Brilliant finish in the corner.
That was a great breakthrough from Elizabeth Hutchins. That was a good read of the space that was in front of her, exploited it really well and got the pass away. Good try.
Great score indeed. Just saw that middle spacing a little bit too wide from a Welsh perspective and connects with the spare winger. Good score in the end. Now Wales looking to get on the board themselves. Fionn Jones accelerating, finding the outside edge, unfortunately just stepping out of the field of play. If you're picking up a little bit of chat, it's Team Portugal warming up for the game next here on live stream. It's the mixed 18s category. They're a big team. We saw their mixed 15s get their first ever victory in a European competition earlier on against China, which is, I think, stylistically caught China on the back foot a little bit. Portugal playing a very, free-flowing style of rugby, sort of more akin to the rugby union style of things, and that's the beauty of tournaments like this, isn't it? You get stylistic matchups, and Portugal and China are probably two nations that have never played each other at a youth setup before, and Portugal end up getting their first ever victory in the 15s category.
And this is what I liked about this sport, Joe. It's true. I tell you, every time I start talking, what did I say earlier?
Oh my word! What about that? That is a score to love. Ruby Smith with a beautiful sort of cheat line running up the side of the winger. Great heads-up play, pass on a dime from Tilly Townsend. Yeah, England have started fit and firing in this second half.
I'm going to start talking and give Wales a chance. Every time I talk. Yeah, we're saying about the number of different teams that are coming across into Europe to start playing. We saw that in Vichy with Chile and so on coming across. Yeah. And that, I just love it when you see other NTOs coming in.
Yeah, and you got the Tang Lin Trust School as well coming here as the invitational team out of Singapore, representing their school and country, and coming really doing some very commendable work in that women's category.
Play.
Fifth touch now, not a lot of space afforded to Wales. The Welsh line attack is really quite potent, but the English line defence is perfect.
Yeah, they've got a good drift policy going, haven't they? They can recognise that Wales are coming down the short side, so they're compressing over. It's a good read. Oh, we've got a breakaway, nice tip off. Down, dummy halves in. That's great work. Oh, we're through.
Oh, she's gone. Owen Bruce will go all the way.
Oh, there we go.
Selvan Bruce with a brilliant score, just spotting space and executing. This will be a really nice replay to have a look at. Picks it up on halfway, shows the dummy.
Shows and goes, yeah, very good.
And just extends the stride length.
Puts it down.
Saffron Selvan Bruce with a brilliant score. Brilliant. Right in front of those English supporters down that bottom end. And very quickly, 4 has turned into 7. 4 minutes into this game, England are establishing themselves in this category, aren't they? Yeah,
they've come back up, haven't they? They've really put the pressure back on. Come on, Wales. That's good. Oh. unlucky. Okay.
An
Turned it over.
extra couple yards on that pass, things start to look a little bit different, but England doing a good job at marshalling space. I'll tell you what, one of the aspects of this game I've been really impressed with is the work of Daisy Taylor in this transition. Just, you know, sees the space, eats up the yards in front of her, no roll ball errors either, provides platform for the rest of her team. There's a lot to like about the performance.
That was good work. There was tip-offs around the advancing player and then chopped back in towards the dummy half, so the speed of the ball off the ground was quicker. Good work.
Yeah, good scoop on offer here as well from Webber. Webber connecting in the link channel, looking to go quickly, but the half isn't quite there. Webber holds, give him go.
One more
pass. Unfortunately, on this occasion, Ruby Smith couldn't quite get those hands free.
And the referee's called it up. Turned it over, penalty for the pass.
I tell you why they didn't score there, is because you weren't talking
Because
whilst they were in their line
wasn't.
attack. We found the good luck charm for England.
Yeah, here we go.
Wales transition, that's really nice foot speed from Bojang.
Good driving, touch and pass. Hang on, he's called the offside.
Fresh set of 6 here for Wales. It'd be great for them to get on the board. 6 minutes gone in this second half.
Yep.
Again, little things like, you know, it goes back just, you know, focusing on the aggregate, the controllable things that will start to turn the tide in your favour, using your set of 6, no roll ball errors, no hands errors, and just see where it leaves you, see what position you find yourself in. I think it's a really important aspect from a mental perspective for a lot of young players. Nice 32 short here, attacking down the short side, hands go into the wing and not quite taken cleanly.
I thought the opportunity was coming there, Joe.
Yeah, it was a really nice variation as well, you know, short side attack, you look to go 32, England retreating very square and straight back to the line, so there's certainly opportunities there.
Down. That's good work, a good tip off around the Benson player again. That's something that England girls have been doing quite well, spotting that there's a single shooter, tipping the ball on.
Playing with loads of confidence. Here's Trixie Alcazab. Lovely late release, and the extra hands go. It's well taken in the corner. Feeds back into the inside for Trixie Alcazab. Platforming here for touch. 5th coming now. There's Hallett and Alcazab. This middle pairing has been so dangerous all game. Positioning over for a 32 short. There is Hallett, in fact, on the long 2-on-1. Extra hands want to go. It's finished in the corner. Abby Kirkman has a brace. I think the sideline ref, though, is going to come and say that pass was forward, but an offside penalty first, so fresh set of 6 here.
Okay, so the offside was earlier on in the movement, and they brought the players back for a better 6.
Yeah, Hallett, Alcazab, sweeper platform here, really well run, late release back on the inside to Ella Hallett, but matched by a really good defensive touch from Millen West.
Yeah, and fair play to the referee, he was right on point to spot the touch first, fair play.
I wonder if they'll go back to this sweeper platform.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the 32 short for Alcazab. Kazab instead fades away on the outline. Lovely late release.
That's in. That's try.
Brilliant finish. Elizabeth Hutchings. I'm loving this sort of fading open line off the back of the 32 short. Trixie Alcazab gets on the outside edge. Hutchings in acres of space. Great score. Blown away by the structure from this team, honestly.
Patient build-up as well there, Joe, right? So the reset after that penalty brought them back to start again, and then he started all over and reset. Good work. Okay, come on, Wales. Let's drive this ball up the field. Let's get a point on the board.
Yeah. It'd be great to see Wales get a score on the board. I think it's in an important moment, not only for this team's development, but also for the individuals. It's Tilly Peel wearing 16, who's obviously got loads of pace available. There is Peel. We just need a slight bit of go forward. We're just losing control of the touch count ever so slightly. There's Peel.
And I'll bring it over to there you go, ball down. And realign.
A really good foot speed again into the roll ball. Daisy Taylor, although very rare error from Daisy Taylor, who's certainly set some extremely high standards for herself in this team. The role that she does in this transition. There's Ella Campbell for Wales. And Peel Campbell. That ball just dropping to the floor, unfortunately, and England will get another chance to get off the field effectively and get these fresh legs on. There's Taylor this time feeding away. There's the absolute gas merchant in Kimberly Phillips, who we've already seen cause all sorts of problems. There's Phillips again. Check away. It's a really nice cannonball. Unfortunately, just losing control of the ball.
Yep, that's correct.
10 minutes gone in this second half. The first 5 minutes was very much all England. They found loads of success in their line attack, but Wales have been able to pen England into their own half over the past 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We've got a drive up the wing here now. Okay, we bring the subs on.
There's Peel.
Back in towards the dummy half, that was good. Let's move the ball.
Leah Phillips involved as well. There's Nelson. Poppy Nelson just straightening, positioning, wanting to get on a bit of a quickie, and moving very laterally over to that far side. Nice late check back on the inside. Good interplay. I think unfortunately it's going to be given as a 6 and change. It's good endeavour down that short side, but I think for me, just a little bit more depth. A little bit more depth. I think one of the things that England have done really well across all age groups this Youth Euros is the depth in which they operate. I think is a really important factor. I think Wales could just benefit from 2 or 3 yards more depth. That's a very simple thing, but hard to do when you're playing 40-minute games under the heat.
Very underestimated technique in terms of an attacking profile is depth, particularly in your link and wing channels. If you can get those into those habits, it'll open up more opportunities through the hands.
Yeah, completely agree. England, though, guilty of giving away penalty. Forward pass was spotted from the on-field referees. And Wales, again, has certainly had the lion's share of possession in this second half, which, again, is part of this chipping away at the aggregate. I mean, what about the hands there from Aisha Marie Bojang, picking that one up off the bootlaces?
Yeah. Good hard drive now, guys, and let's create opportunity. Here we go.
Fifth touch here for Tilly Peel, accelerating into a bit of space. Now coming back against the grain, looking for some support. They feed it over into the wing channel. That's 6 and change. Again, using all of the touches for Wales is an important thing. Small controllables to focus on, and the touch count is one of those. They're doing a good job of that in the past 5 minutes or so.
I agree, Joe. They're down towards the 7 metre line.
Oh, lovely skip pass over the top, and then the trail line on the inside, and it'll be another score for England. Elizabeth Hutchings has got a few now, and it comes from this heads-up interplay, passing over the top, and it's this confidence that they've got to just see space and then go and attack it.
And it was good support as well, Joe, right? As soon as the ball went off, the players didn't stop. They carried on running to give that option back for the tip-off if it was needed. And that was great heads-up touch rugby, that, Joe.
Yeah, and again, as you said earlier, it's an underrated skill. And something I've been really impressed with. I think it's probably fair to say that historically the England touch style of play was very rigid in structure, and you sort of had like set-piece design from touches 1 all the way through to 5. That was kind of the DNA for the past 5 or 6 years or so. Especially going into the last World Cup, that was kind of what was very prescriptive, and it feels like we've done a complete shift across all age groups, across all categories, where it's now play what you see, play with confidence, and it's great to see our youngest categories doing exactly that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think from a coaching point of view, you give your players the structure in terms of if this happens, try this. But I always particularly say, look, play what you see in front of you and play your rugby. You know the routines. You know how to set 32s, 33s, and so on. That's your framework. From there, really, go for it.
Absolutely, it's a really nice drive, lovely dummy, getting up onto the midfield from Megan Wright, who I think has been brilliant. There's Phillips, who again it's just been so good, and certainly one of the pick of the bunch so far has been. Phillips opens like there's so many supporting players. How good. Roxy Smith with the score, taking England into double digits. 6 minutes to go in this one. 10 to the gooder England, and they're enjoying themselves out there.
And that was good work. There's a creation there. You had 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s all opening up on that far side. That was really good work. Near side.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And I think as well, one of the things that will probably be impressing the coaching staff over for that England 15s team on the far side will be the speed at which they score and then set in defence. You know, they're all 6 players running back to their own 10-metre line to get set in defence. The desire of this team, I think, is so impressive.
That was a good drive. So number 2, Wales.
Aisha Marie Bojang, again, impressive player.
And there's 6. So they're getting down there, Joe. You just need to convert that percentage yardage into a try.
Absolutely, that's a really nice drive and roll ball skill. Ruby Smith with an absolute peach of a drive on first touch. The second, not quite over halfway. Third is taken up into Welsh territory. Fourth touch coming. Alcazab as fourth. Fifth coming now. Alcazab will be shaping for a scooping opportunity. Hallett platforming. Alcazab scooping, driving, getting into the in-goal area, finding supporting cast. What about the composure from Trixie Alcazab, combining with Saffron Selvan-Bruce for the 11th score.
You called it early though there, Joe. You saw the shape up of the scoop, which is exactly what materialised. And then there was 2 options that the scooper could tip the ball off to. That was great play. Right, come on Wales, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, just a very quick moment. This pod that's just scored have positioned themselves in defence. Elizabeth Hutchings, Trixie Alcazab, Saffron Selvan-Bruce and Hallett. Do not be surprised in 4 or 5 years' time if you're seeing this pod line up in a Women's Opens team. These 4 have such amazing potential. They've got brilliant skills at such a young age, and then you give them, 4 years or so training together, playing together, honing their skills in the NTS, at nationals, at junior nationals, and every competition available to them. And that's an exciting time for the Women's Open in England. Oh, lovely hands over the top, and then check back on the inside. I think Clive has spotted the forward pass, hasn't he?
There he has.
He loves a good forward pass. He's one of his favourite calls, I think, when he sees that forward pass. Although, it's a great drive from Tilly Peel. First touch.
That's better.
Wasting no time, eating up the yards available in front of her. Peel working alongside Bridget Page. Steadying the ship for a moment is Jaham, Peel, Page operating in this midfield alongside Phillips. There's Leah Phillips coming in at half. You can hear the communication coming from the pitch. Unfortunately, just losing control of the roll ball, but probably the best attacking setup we've seen from Wales.
As I say, Joe, they're getting down there onto the 7, looking for opportunities to convert. They just need to hone those little bit of skills just to ensure those micro moments, well, critical moments.
With really nice hands. Phillips feeding over onto that far side to Tilly Townsend.
And there's
Ruby Smith. It's absolutely brilliant. It's like thunderous foot speed into the roll ball. What a brilliant platform that is. As we see England on 5th touch, Ruby Smith. England looking to maybe find scoring opportunities, playing a bit of jouet rugby. Unfortunately, Saffron Selvan-Bruce couldn't quite take that one off the bootlaces. But again, it's great endeavour, and England won't be too upset with where they've killed the ball in the area, because to play with such confidence to try and create scoring opportunities on 5th, it's what you want from young people.
I like to see it. I like to see the ball being moved around, even if it's the last touch, because you just never know what comes off the back of it. Little cheeky little switch in there, just create space. There's never give up, never die. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, fluid movement. There's nice hands there from Wales. Opportunities on the far side. It does get there. It was great covering pressure from Tilly Townsend. It was just lingering in the eye line of Nia McFadden.
Yeah, referee's called forward pass. That's a shame, because that was starting to develop really well.
Wasn't about a minute left to go in this game.
That's gone quick.
It absolutely has. I mean, it's my first look at the England 15 girls, and I've got to say, as I have been with every single game, I have been blown away by the quality, the structure, the composure, the confidence. This is if you're watching touch for the first time, you've got to understand that what you're watching is just the next generation of players operating at such a high level, a level in which we've never seen before from a junior perspective.
So Matt for the girls, England 15's head coach, he's did a bit of TM work in Vichy.
Oh,
Here we go. I started
Saffron
talking again, didn't I?
Bruce, getting up over halfway. Again, like, you know, micro skills to complement that I think are important to mention. It's really easy when you make that line break to get white line fever, and you've got to come back to the mark and you've got to slow the play down. But Saffron Selvin Bruce knew exactly what was happening, stayed nice and composed, got the roll ball down cleanly, and England with such a comprehensive win. That will be a performance to remember for these young players. England 11, Wales 0. There was a lot to like about that, wasn't there?
I liked it. You know, I also liked the way that Wales never gave up and tried everything that they could to get down there and make a score. Listen, that was a great game. Joe, thanks for letting me share the platform with you. That was a real good game to watch.
Oh, anytime. But we're going to take a very quick break. And coming up for you next, we pivot into the boys 18s division, where it'll be Ireland versus Portugal.